If you had been with me on the 8th of July 1985, we'd have been going into the post office in Manchester. No, we weren't going to buy stamps. The post office was a pub. In fact, it was a club you had to join to go. And we were going to see an extraordinary man. That much we knew. What we didn't know was that that day was going to change our life forever. So I don't know if you've ever had somebody like this in your life. They're the person that everything they touch turns to gold. When they decide to do something, they just make it happen. And they're like magic, they're powerful. You want to be around them because you want some of that magic to rub off on you. Have you had somebody like that in your life? This is the man we were going to meet, and his name was Michael. Now, Michael was the youngest of 10 children, born and brought up in Calcutta, India, and probably like most youngest of 10 children, had to fight for everything that he had in life, whether that be clothes, toys, his name. His brothers and sisters used to call him Baby. Perhaps they had one too many names to remember. And Michael had to fight for everything and had a lot of struggles to overcome in his life, and always seemed to effortlessly almost do things that other people would struggle to do. And I remember talking to him one day and asking him where he got this complete self-confidence from, where this belief that he could actually pick a mountain up and put it in a different continent, where that came from. And he said to me, Carol, if you'd have been with me on an early September morning in 1940, we would have been at Calcutta railway station, isn't it? And you would have seen the smoke from the big steam train on the platform, and you would have heard the bustle and hustle of many people coming and going with bags and children and goats and the odd cow, and you would have also seen the dirt and the beggars and the poverty of India. And then as the smoke cleared, you would have seen a small boy, aged 5, in his school uniform, waiting to get on that train, nervously clutching his elder brother's hand, about to get on a train that would take them 1,000 miles away from home, away from their family, to boarding school. And that little boy was me. I don't know if you're a parent, put your hand up if you're a parent, or if you have brothers and sisters with children, friends with children. I don't know if you, like me, could possibly imagine putting a 5-year-old child on a train 1,000 miles to boarding school. But that's what happened. I said to him, goodness, you must have been so scared. But at least you had your big brother with you. He said, yes, Carol, I did. And he was all of 8. Amazing. He said to me, and that is the moment, stood on that station looking back at my parents, that is the moment that I realised nobody was going to give me anything in life. I was totally responsible for everything that I got, and I was totally responsible for my own happiness, and I was totally capable of providing for myself. That's the moment that changed my life. Michael went on to achieve amazing things. He joined the Navy at 17, and he met his future wife in one of the cabin mates, he saw the picture of her in one of the cabin mates' cabins. He said to me, I saw this photograph, Carol, and oh my God, she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. She was like a cross between Audrey Hepburn and Gina Lollobrigida. And I said to my friend, is that your girlfriend? And he said, no, it's my sister. And I thought to myself, Carol, it's a really good job that it is his sister and not his girlfriend, because then I can keep my friend as well, because I knew I was going to marry that woman. Slight challenge with that, actually, because she was engaged to somebody else, but never one to let a little thing like that stand in his way. A year later, Michael was married to his dream woman. A year after that, they had a baby, and 2 years after that, she wanted to come back to the UK. Now, Michael had never been to the UK, and he said to me, I remember arriving with a lamp, a stool, 35 quid, a suitcase full of clothes, and a toddler, and thinking, okay, no family, no job, what do I do? He thought to himself, I've been in the Navy, so I know about travel. I'll be a travel agent. And just like that, he went and sold himself into a travel agency, got a job, and forged a very successful career for himself in that industry. Headhunted from place to place, regional manager of this, that and the other firm, very successful. And then in the mid-70s something happened. Now, I know that you are way too young to remember the mid-70s, but in the mid-70s apparently a lot of travel agencies went bust. People were stranded abroad, people lost their money, it was very traumatic, dramatic, and Michael thought to himself, this is maybe not the best secure future for my family. ABTA came in and the industry recovered, but he decided that was the time to move on. He had 3 children by this stage. And he thought to himself, Michael, what is the most secure thing you could do for your family in terms of a job? Education. Education, I'll go into education. There was a slight challenge with that also because he didn't have any. But he went to the principal of a local college and he said to this guy, he said, Paul, there are no qualifications in travel and tourism. The industry is not respected. Wouldn't it be an amazing thing if you had a qualification in travel and tourism? I could do that for you at an evening school, and I could fill the bums on the seats because I know all the travel agents in Manchester. I could get enough people to come on the course, and it would be a real coup for the college. And Paul said to him, yeah, actually that we could go with that, let's do that. So he did it, and a year later, marvellous success, and he was asked to stay and develop the first BTEC National Diploma in Travel and Tourism. Shebang. He'd done it again. He'd decided on something and he changed his life. Amazing. And this is the man we were going to see that day. So come with me back to the pub, the club, the post office in Manchester. And as you walk in, the first thing that will hit you is the smog. Because remember, this is 1985, you can smoke in pubs. And as the smog cleared a little, you could see the pool table and the fruit machines. You'd hear the sound of male laughter and talking because, of course, this is 1985 and women don't join drinking clubs. So I think I probably was the only woman there apart from the barmaid. And then, again, as the smog clears, you'll see Michael stood at the bar, always looking very smart, in a suit, or if in jeans, still with a shirt and shoes, never a t-shirt or trainers. Dark, swept back hair, looking maybe 35 instead of his age, which was 50. Looking a little bit like James Bond, not the latest one, the beefy one, the more cool ones, and always very twinkly eyes and animated personality. And he was stood at the bar.